Using some extra light on your job, here are some of my favorite go-to lighting setups and shots. Thanks so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I'm Vanessa Joy. I've been a wedding and portrait photographer for over 20 years, so I want to show you some of my favorite lighting setups and shots that I've gotten so you can replicate them and try them out on your next shoot. So we're gonna have a lot of fun doing this shoot. We're gonna fake the rain with a hose in Juliana's front yard. We're gonna try some natural light first. We decided to shoot later so that there is light coming in, not quite golden hour, but still lower in the sun to get the light behind the raindrops, which are just gonna make them look a little bit more pronounced and lit up. And then I can't do everything natural light. I gotta play with some color, gotta play with some flash, especially with Juliana's eyes. I'm thinking if we put some like blues and pinks and purples behind her, light up the water that way, it's gonna be pretty great. And there she is, soaking wet just for us. This was so much fun. I do have to show you editing. Editing is key, so just hang on for a second. I ended up using the RF 135 1.8, but I did not shoot at 1.8 because shooting at 1.8, you really didn't see the detail in the droplet. So I went to f5, and I think that was key, along with switching the way the hose was spouting out. So we got those big droplets in the end. I'm shooting with the Canon R5, usually R5. I'm shooting with the Canon R6 Mark II, which is honestly my new favorite camera. I love my R5, but this one, something about it just focuses really nicely, especially when I had water in front of her. Yeah, it searched for a second, but I really think it did a great job finding her eye, although her eyes are so bright blue, you could find them in a sandstorm. Oh, and the Profoto lights, ended up using the A10 behind because I needed the most power from behind, getting that blue and yellow, really complementing or contrasting with her eye color, and then having the Profoto click on my A10, so usually a strobe that goes on top, and that was powerful enough, got it super close, nice soft light on her to combat basically blacking out the exposure, so it looked like we were shooting in the studio. In case you haven't already heard about today's video sponsor, Squarespace, let me tell you some of my favorite features. I've used Squarespace for a ton of different websites. My photography website, e-commerce website, selling photography education, and I've even designed my dad's band website. And it's all done in just a few clicks because Squarespace has really wonderful design templates for any type of style that you can imagine, and they're all clean, professional, and really easy to use. Now, if you're a photographer like I am and you are always on the go, updating your website tends to be the thing you put on the back burner. Well, with Squarespace's app, you can upload new photos to your website right from your mobile device, making sure that your photography work that is showcased is up to date at all times. Now, Squarespace isn't just about building a website. Yeah, it does that, and it's great. It also goes one step further into the workflow management of your business, including sending invoices, calendar scheduling, accepting payments, you name it, Squarespace probably does it. Now, if you head to the link in the description below, you're gonna get an extra 10% off. So make sure you take advantage of that. Try out Squarespace and see how easy it is to create a website, manage it, throw anything you want on there, and showcase your business as best as it can be. Now back to the video. It's broad daylight right now, but I'm gonna show you how to turn it into nighttime. Making daylight nighttime is actually a lot easier than you might think. What is nighttime? Think about the light. It's blue. So if I want to make my picture blue, what do I need to do? I need to turn my white balance down. I just want to blue this down as much as possible in camera. Now, if you're shooting in RAW, you can adjust the white balance all you want, but it is nice to get it right in camera so that, hey, maybe you could just Wi-Fi it to your phone and send it to your client right then and there, and you don't have to do any editing at all. What a thought. All right, so did that first. Second thing I want to do is I want to create an exposure for what I want my background to look like. And in this case, I'm supposed to be faking nighttime. I want it to be dark. So let's go ahead and just take a pic of what's going on over here. Yeah, and that's pretty dark. I'm going to pop on my light, 2 CTO Dells onto my B10. Let's shoot. Try it this way, actually. So if you're there, yeah, that's fun. This is like a nice, yeah, so let's do this. Let's have you there. I was contacted by this client to photograph her new brand. She does hair extensions and braids, and she is just a wildfire and was so much fun to photograph. So we wanted to show off her personality, both in her salon, being the boss babe that she is. And I hate that expression, for the record, boss babe, but she is just absolutely in charge. And then she had this awesome Audi that she wanted to take photos with outside. You look so good. I do. Yes. It's perfect. It would be nice if we had one just you kind of like leaning. We'll do that first, and then we'll have some with you like kind of fake getting out, leaning out. Yeah. We'll get a bunch of angles that way. Lean towards the rear wheel, and I'm gonna be super far away. That's what makes it look kind of epic. Turn a little, square your shoulders towards me. This way? That way, yeah. Of course I couldn't just shoot natural light. I wanted to bring in flash so that we were not just balancing for the sunset that was happening, but also for making this photo come to life, and putting that pink light inside the car really did the trick. Oh, it looks so good. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, so you're gonna lean out again, sort of like you're getting out. So the foot goes down, and maybe one hand goes here, almost like you'd be helping yourself out, but center for low. Exactly. You know exactly what I'm going for. I'm using the ProPhoto A2 and the magnetic click Octa softbox. It's so easy to set up and use, and then using it on TTL just to get a basic exposure to start. So I knew exactly how I wanted that light to look, and then switched it over to manual and went on from there. Yeah, you are just ridiculous. So we got your pink in there. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. It did show up. Yep. So I'm gonna do that one more time. You're just gonna stand. Yep. Exactly where you are is perfect. And then do that, look towards the camera there, but you're gonna do the side eye again. My 135 is one of my favorite lenses to photograph landscape type scenes. As long as I can get far enough away, it just makes the whole scene look larger than life, which is exactly what I wanted to go for with this shoot. And then turn towards that light and just kind of lean on the car that way. Yes, that's perfect. And looking that way. We got it. I'm so happy. Wow, just so badass. Watch this video to see Hollywood vibes with my friend Victoria. I used the brand new ProPhoto adapter for the ProPhoto A2 as well as the A10, the fresnel. We're using this light, which is like an old Hollywood light modifier, which makes it like that. And then it's gonna be like a perfect circle around you. It's gonna really look best in black and white. We're gonna shoot it in color, but it will look best in black and white. I'm gonna fine tune pose you for this, like very light, like and perfect. This and there, and like it's gonna be small movements, I like to say. Okay. That's better. Okay, you stay there. Now we turn on the background light. Very much so. Okay. So this is what we're going for. We use that backlight lighting up in the background. Yeah. We're gonna really shape you out. Big and that's where that starts. So right where you are is perfect. You kind of have to like keep your head right there. Okay. Put one foot on there. So here, we're really, like it's really gonna end up shaping. That's more the light we're looking for. That looks fantastic. So stay there. This hand's gonna come up. More like just rest here. Keep your chin a little this way. Look at Rob. Smile there at him. Move your head a little bit more. Yes, yep. And then move your head a little bit more. Chin down. Good. And then turn your head that way. You know what? I think will look really nice. Put your feet down. Turn all the way this way. And then put a foot up and forward. Good. And we're gonna like little arch. Very, very pageant-y. Go back to where you were here. Yes. This looks stunning. Turn your head more towards me. Your whole head. That's it. And then, but eyes still there because that look good. Chin down and forward. That's it. Bring that like a little bit back, right about there, and then maybe bring this hand there. Try on your wrist. Yeah. Oh, try this. That looks nice, yes, because now, and a little bit lower. It's such like a boss pose. And then tilt your head the other. That's it, hold that. Keep that head position, just move your eyes this way. A little bit more. Keep your head there though. Breathe through your mouth. And then chin down, because I'm coming lower. Almost lean towards me ever so slightly. And then turn your whole head towards me. Like this? Yep, and look down towards your hands. Ooh. However you want your feet to be, as long as one foot is up, you can kind of pick. But I'm thinking like going this way. Yeah. Sit up a little bit more. Yes, right there. Good. Look down every once in a while. And then back up at me. Oh, love it. So good. Oh yeah, so Hollywoody. I like these. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I hope you enjoyed watching this quick, short video, just of a fun little session that I decided to do while photographing my friend Victoria. Oh, and if you're asking about light power settings, I just TTL'd it through into manual and we were good to go. Today I'm going to show you the difference between continuous lights and flash. Probably heard continuous lights, flash. Which one do I have? I want to show you the difference and why you might actually want both. I like working with continuous light because you can see what on earth is going on and what you're doing. It's not set up the light and then have a flash go off where it may or may not be the exposure, the power level that you want it to be. However, a continuous light has much less power. Where does that come into play? Well, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to set up Megan. I'm gonna have her in a nice natural light scenario. But then the second thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to make it more of like a dark and moody vibe. And to do that, I need my light to overpower all of the light in here and potentially from a little bit further away. So let's get started. We'll start off with the continuous lights. Good, right about there. Perfect, just kind of move around. So it's a little bit dark. I'm gonna go ahead and boost this up a bit. There we go. Good. So this is looking great. I'm gonna turn this off and then I'm gonna do the same thing or somewhat the same thing with my flash. So let's turn this light off. I know this is kind of overkill, but that's the point. And what this will do is allow me to get very, very natural looking light, much more powerful. This is gonna shoot through. And it's also gonna let me position the light way further back. So let's go ahead and grab some shots that way. And back up a little bit more. And get your feet. Love the movement. Nice. All right, so these were definitely fun. If I want to make this a little bit more of a moody scenario, that's where you're gonna see a big difference. Stick this grid on here. We're gonna completely change our scene. So kind of do almost like a tush back, lean forward, kind of like board. Definitely stick your head that way. Good. So for fun, I'm just gonna warm up my white balance. Switch your hair, so the one on the other side, maybe put behind your ear. Yeah, that's really pretty. All right, so I got a ton of photos that I absolutely love here with this scenario. I'm going to keep my exposure exactly the way it is and now bring in my light. I'm gonna put this in the same exact spot. It doesn't have the grid on it. The grid's not really the point though. The point is the power of the light. In order to get the exposure I want, this is gonna have to be. And on top of it, it's blinding, Megan. So what a fun experience. So look kind of down that way. Yeah, but then I have to be super cropped in, and even that wasn't quite what I wanted. So let me just get an exposure that gets this kind of where I wanted it to be, and then, you know, I'm gonna be stuck doing some Photoshop later. So now I'm not poo-pooing on the continuous light. The continuous light is awesome. It just has different purposes and different functionality. A flash, much more powerful. I'm gonna be able to use it outside much more powerfully with darker exposure settings. It's gonna be able to work with those, as opposed to continuous light, not as much. Now, to show you some of the perks of a continuous light like this, because I'm not just gonna say, oh, that's the only thing. Here's what I like about it. One, this light, when we come over, there's actually 16.7 million colors in this light. It's crazy. And it's pretty fun. Let's make flash and continuous light work together, shall we? So we got a bunch of different options there. I hope that showed you the differences between using continuous light versus flash. And of course I can use them both together. This is the Rotoligh EOS 2 lighting kit. What we have in this light here is a 2-light kit. And you may have heard me speak about these lights before. They're pretty awesome. They're video continuous lights, but they're bicolor RGB W 16.7 million colors in this light. So in the kit, you've got 2 of them. We've got V-mount batteries. Of course, you've got the chargers for them, and then also 2 light stands. So it's a pretty hefty kit. You may already know that this light is not just a continuous light, but it's also a strobe. So you can flash and get a little bit more power out of the light and do it in a high-speed sync scenario. So pretty cool lights, and we're gonna make some pretty cool pictures with them. If you go another foot that way, I don't want you to be too close. This is so pretty. I'm gonna have you come up here with that light. Love that. All my dreams. It looks so good already. Just checking some things. Yeah, I just like how that looks. Perfect. Nice. All right, and go ahead. Can you make it yellow? So easy, the ballerina can do it. Cool. All right, go ahead. Yeah, that's it. And then just kind of here and maybe the foot up. and take a baby step towards the light. That's it. So we got to shoot in a sunset scene. This is in my neighborhood. I've been looking at this rock wall forever, and I have wanted to photograph here, particularly a ballerina. So using one of these 16.7 million colors that come out of this Eos light, I lit the background to create a silhouette. And then of course I have a 2-light kit, so I don't have to stop there by highlighting the rock wall behind her to create the silhouette. I can do that and then add the second light and have a nice light going on her face to create a little bit of drama, a little bit of dimension, and just a different kind of look. Let me know what you think. I think this light kit is pretty cool. I will admit, it's pretty expensive. It's definitely a fun toy, and of course we pay for our fun toys. I hope these have been fun for you to look at, and good luck trying them out on your next shoot. Hit like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave me some love, and I'll see you next time.